Yeah.
3-2 Warriors lead, of course. Game 6 of the NBA Finals, where the Warriors go to TD Garden.
Yeah. And
What is the biggest surprise that you have, negative or positive, maybe one of each?
okay. I guess both of mine might be negative surprises for sure. The lack of impact from Tatum consistently like we would expect him to, because yeah, he's played good in spurts, but he hasn't played like Steph Curry. The other would be Jordan Poole, because yeah, again, consistency for him too. We saw him averaging like 20 to 25 a game each series before the finals started. And then this series, he's probably averaging only like 12 to 15, bro.
Even Klay Thompson. I mean, Klay Thompson's, even though he's been average when it's compared to a lot of other players, but it's not been Klay Thompson.
Look,
You know what I mean?
Klay starting out having bad first halves is putting in our minds that Klay Thompson isn't playing good
Hold
for
up.
the series.
I love Klay
But Klay
Thompson
Thompson,
this fucking series, bro. He's
this
doing
game
well.
5, he
hits
started
timely
out
shots.
bad, and he still ended up shooting 50% for the game, bro. I don't want to hear it. He still ended up with 50% field goal percentage.
He turns on those fourth quarters.
Tatum's
first,
scoring,
right?
bro, it's not consistent from game to game. That's one.
Okay.
That's one thing.
You say that, though, but he's second in scoring for the whole series.
Well, on his team, he's probably still having the most points too. But even Jaylen Brown is probably a point and a half under him, which isn't much. And defensively, I'm not gonna kill him. The Warriors are a crafty team.
Okay.
They're a crafty team, and he's still not. He still ain't seen. He still ain't seen everything that they didn't see too. So he still has some times he's turning the ball over too, bro.
Yes.
Turnovers. Okay. Him and Jaylen Brown with the turnovers, bro.
Okay, yes. But when you have that much usage, I'm not gonna knock you down on necessarily the turnovers, but
fair.
When you're the main part and you have the most turnovers ever in the finals, like
you have to
or
minimize,
postseason,
that's
just
minimize.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, because I saw that too.
Maybe he's learning on the go though, because they're asking him to play make a little bit more. But
yeah.
I would have to say though, for Jayson Tatum, right? Because I agree with you with Jayson Tatum. I think we both had Jayson Tatum in our negative or positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing for Jayson is he seems calm, cool, and collected throughout the whole entire time. He boasts a lot when he's up, and then he's getting punked by these cats too, right? He literally let me read you this.
Yeah, when they start coming back at him, that's when he start looking at the refs and shit.
Do you remember when he had the ball and they were trying to take it away from him?
Draymond was walking.
Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah.
So this is what happened.
Yeah.
So apparently, Jayson Tatum wanted to make a layup to see something go in the hoop.
Yeah.
Well, when he did that, Draymond and Gary Payne second said, "Nah, we ain't gonna let you do that shit." This is what Tatum had to say about the situation, right? Literally what he said. They didn't want me to shoot the ball, so I said, "F it, fuck it." Jayson Tatum said, "I just took the ball with me to the timeout, and I kept the ball the whole time. They didn't say nothing. They just didn't want me to shoot the ball."
That nigga Draymond was just looking at him.
They punked him.
That nigga Draymond was just looking at him.
Bruh.
He's like, "Oh yeah, all right." Oh god.
They
looked at that nigga like, "All right, for sure."
You got, bro, come on.
That was some square shit, low key.
Get him.
That was some square
shit.
Show
what's up. It's my ball. I'm gonna go to my bench where all my homies are.
I'm like, bro, you're not doing
punk
nothing.
his shit.
I'm like, you're not doing anything by taking.
But then he gets it. But then he gets a technical in that situation though. If he punks him, so maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm being too emotional. But maybe you take a tech to say that you're not a bitch, and then go and handle the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't handle the rest. Though.
He didn't handle the rest of the game.
Yeah. He didn't handle the rest of the game. You gotta handle the rest.
But I'm disappointed in that. You got the Mamba mentality. Kobe stood right there as he took a ball to the face or was going to. That's the main point. I feel like he's not being aggressive. He's claiming all this other stuff, and he's not.
I feel
producing.
like when Jayson Tatum is like really, really cooking, no one else can buy a fucking bucket, bro.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because they're standing there to like watching him too much, and they're like, "Oh, Jason's got us," and like I don't know. Or they really just don't have it those nights too. But bro, The Bucks series is probably the only time I saw him get 40 and have guys come along.
Okay.
But other times, bro, he'll have 40 and niggas are sitting there looking like, oh yeah, Jayson on the night. They not cutting, they not doing nothing, they not moving around. They just watching him take his little ISOs and score. I've seen that this series too.
Well, isn't that sometimes like it might be his play style though? Like you have to give him the ball, let him work because he is a big ISO player in that aspect, right?
You're right, but bro,
you're right though. I believe in what you're saying.
You're
too.
right,
like,
but I feel like, because you're right, but because they're not moving around on the court in those moments too. Like with the Warriors, even if there's a guy cooking, unless it's pick and roll, there's constant movement from the other guys that are not the ball handler. The Celtics, they kind of ball watch. They kind of ball watch a lot more.
So Jayson Tatum was definitely one of the negative ones, and I kind of expanded on that. I had one more thing to say about him was his fourth quarters have been terrible.
Jaylen Brown's been the fourth quarter guy, bro.
But when Jaylen Brown doesn't show up, then they have no chance.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole season, it's been back and forth. One person takes care of the other, and then when they both
like for the playoffs, if Jaylen Brown doesn't cash out in the fourth quarter, bro, that might be a done deal. Because Jaylen Brown has had some crazy. Like I saw a stat that said Jaylen Brown has low key been the best fourth quarter player in the playoffs this year, bro.
Yeah. And
even his 3-point statistics in the fourth quarter have been nuts, and I'm like, he's never been the guy that made me go crazy for three.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
But his three ball he
turns it on
postseason.
He's able to turn it on.
Turned on.